Baba rarely allowed photographs to be taken of him, and most of the photographs were taken after 1910. However, there is a photograph of him taken in 1903. This is the young Baba sitting in the Dwarkamai with his hand on his ear, and he's sitting in front of Dunimai. This photograph was taken by Kashinath Gode, who also took the photograph of Baba going to Lendibag, which I will come to next. He has the glass slides with him. His grandfather came to Shirdi, and he was a photographer, and they have this studio in Pune, and he took this photograph. He asked Baba, and Baba allowed him to take this photograph of his. So this is the young Baba. Most people say that this is Baba in a pensive mood. The next photograph is what I call the invisible Baba. There was a devotee called Gopal Dinkar Joshi. Every day when Baba used to go to the Lendibag, he would cross the Samadhi Mandir, and at the corner where he made a turn to go towards Lendibag, he would stop there. The devotees that were there in Satewada would come and take his darshan, both when he went to Lendibag and when he came back from Lendibag. Dinkar Joshi asked Baba if he could take his photograph. So Baba said, "What do you want to take a photograph of mine?" "Shama, what do I need a photograph for? I don't need a photograph." But he pestered Baba. And then what he did was, the next day, he set up his camera and was quite ready. In those days, it was a big chore to get a photograph. You had to go under the cover and take a photograph. And when Baba stopped so that the devotees could have his darshan, he clicked the photograph. And immediately Shama said, "Baba, he's taken your photograph." Then Baba said to Shama, "Shama, I told him I don't need a photograph, but he could take a photograph of my devotees who are with me. And what do I need a photograph for?" And when Joshi developed the photograph, he was astonished to see that Baba was just there in a luminous form, and only his feet are visible, while the devotees going with him are so well captured in that frame. So this I call the invisible Baba. The next photograph is Baba sitting on a stone. This was the photograph. It was a small photograph, about pocket size, that was given to Talim and the other two sculptors to make the murti that is in the Samadhi Mandir at present. And from this small photograph of Baba sitting on the stone, Talim was able to make this masterpiece. The next photograph, this is a painting of Baba taken with the side view. This painting is of Baba going to Bhiksha. He has a joli slung on his shoulder, and he's going to Bhiksha. And this painting was originally in Malsapati's house. The next photograph, this is the photograph that I said was taken by Kashiram Gode, who has a studio in Pune. He has a glass slide of it. It is Baba going to Lendibag, and here he is resting against the house of Pilaji Balaji Guru. On Baba's left side is Gopal Rao Bhutti. This devotee venerated Baba and was so humble that he never ever looked at Baba. He always looked at Baba's feet, and here you can see him looking down. Neither did he open his mouth and talk to Baba. If he had to ask for anything, he asked it through Shama, but he never spoke to Baba. This shows the amount of respect that he had for his Sadguru. On the right side is Nana Sahib Nimonkar. Nana Sahib Nimonkar and his wife came to Shirdi, and they made Shirdi their home. Nana Sahib has the good fortune of being there when Baba had his Mahasamadhi, and Baba had sent the devotees home at that time. However, Bayaji Patil was sitting next to Baba, and Nimonkar was on the step below. Nana Sahib Nimonkar saw that Baba had stopped breathing, so he took a little water and poured it into Baba's mouth. The water came out, and Bayaji Apakote, who was sitting next to Baba, cupped his hand and he got the water. So he had the good fortune of giving water to Baba. When we die, Ganga Jal is poured into our mouth, and a tulsi leaf is given to us, kept in the mouth also. So Nana Sahib Nimonkar had the good fortune of giving Baba water, the last, when he took Mahasamadhi. The little child next to him is Gopal Rao Nimonkar. That is his grandson. That is Somnath's son. His son's name was Somnath, and his child. And he was also devoted to Baba. And he's standing next to his grandfather. The next photograph. I love this photograph. This is a photograph of Baba going for Bhiksha rounds. In this photograph, Baba has a very short kafni and he has a cloth on his head. Before Radha Krishna Mai made him a Bhiksha Joli, Baba would put this cloth on his head, and then he would bring the four corners together and it would become a Joli. And then he would put all the dry food that he got, like bhakri, rice, dry curries, he would put in there. And in his hand, in his right hand, he has a tamrail, which is a tin mug in which he would put the liquids. This photograph is taken between Sakaram Shilke and Vaman Rao Gonkar's house. This photograph is a Bhiksha photograph, and it's a very rare, and nowadays you don't get this photograph. This is again Baba with a different set of devotees. Unfortunately, I don't know who these devotees are. He is going to Lendibag. This is a photograph which is very unusual. This is a photograph where Baba gave consent to the photographer to take it, and he said, not only take it in the sitting position, take a photograph of me in the standing position, which is very unusual. There was a man called Vasudev Sadashiv Joshi. He and his friend Garde would come to Shirdi off and on, and Garde was a photographer. One day Joshi called Garde and he said, I have made all arrangements for you to go to Shirdi. It's all paid for, and your stay there will be taken care of. And he gave him 10 rupees and he said, give this 10 rupees as dakshina to Baba and take a photograph of his. Now, Garde came to Shirdi and he gave the dakshina and he sat quietly and looked at Baba. Baba kept quiet for a long time, and then he said, Arey, why are you not taking my photograph? Didn't Joshi tell you to take my photograph? So then he said, take it in any pose that you want. Then he sat, and this is a photograph in the Dwarkamai, and he got that photograph. When he took this photograph, he also took a photograph of Baba standing. However, one does not know where Baba was standing, whether he was standing near the wall or he was standing against one of the pillars in Dwarkamai, because that photograph is not traceable. When Sada went to see them and asked about the other photograph, they were not even aware. The grandson was not even aware that a photograph of Baba standing was taken. He said, I didn't even know about it. How did you know about it? So he said that in the Sai Leela magazine, he has written about this photograph. The next photograph, this is in the museum. Once he is Malsapati, Baba with his feet outstretched and a little boy resting, lucky boy resting his head on Baba's chest, and Shama. Baba usually sat with his feet outstretched, contrary to what people think that he sat in the Dwarkamai pose. He sat with his feet outstretched, and when he saw someone coming, depending upon their devotion and their intent, Baba either withdrew his legs or he let them do namaskar to his legs. So when he was pleased with the faith and the purity of the soul of the devotee, he would allow him to massage his feet, which were outstretched. Shama, of course, is just sitting next to him, and there's Malsapati on the other side. This photograph is in the museum, second floor, and so is the next photograph. This is a photograph of Baba with a book. Baba did not read anything. However, this is a photograph which is an original photograph. It is in Dabholkar's house and it is published in the first Satcharitra. The caption says, Baba has Tukaram's Gata in his hand. Baba had this photograph must have been taken at Guru Purnima. If you see, there are a whole bundle of books next to him. Most of the devotees would come to Baba and they would give a book in Baba's hand, hoping that he would bless it and return it to them, so that they could read, study and gain from it. But what Baba did was he would take one person's book and give it to somebody else. For instance, the example that comes to mind. One astrologer came to Baba and he gave him a book. Baba took the book and gave it to Bhutti. And Bhutti learnt astrology because Baba had given him that book. So when it's a religious book, just imagine how people must be studying the book that Baba has given to them, which they didn't even expect Baba to give. So he's got Tukaram's Gata in his hand. And there we finish the original photos of Baba. They are beautiful photographs, and one must love them. I don't know what one must